mean, but I'ma give the truth how it comes to me. I'm abrupt in my delivery, so listen carefully.
You go ahead and introduce the next one since you want to act it out. Go ahead. Number 4.
Whites only pie.
Do anybody know where he get white on the pies from?
Yes.
No.
Life.
See?
Life.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Life.
I don't
Everybody
know if
know.
they're going to get it because, you know, we try to be clever with it.
Yeah, that's like classic.
Yeah. Yes. Whites only pie.
It's bad. Does the NFL need a better way to enforce more minority coaches, such as like with the Rooney Rule? What do you think?
I mean, to be honest, like playing, you really don't. It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, not that you care, but it's just. I mean, we don't. It's so much stuff that go into coaching because being a coach, coaches got agents now, so like they deal with like a lot of media, political stuff that's like so involved with the game. I know that. I mean, it's what? How many black head coaches is it now?
2.
It's 2.
Two.
Right? 1.
Nah, it's 2.
It's like 2.
I believe it's like 4. I believe it's 4.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, the longest one.
You know him.
No, not at Jets.
No, the
I mean,
Jets.
I would say that.
No, the
I mean,
Jets got
it's-
Adam Gase from Miami. Yeah, they got rid of they.
Oh, yeah, all right.
No, I'm saying like it's happening. It's just, I mean, it's just one of the things that you got to continue to pursue because, it's a lot of black, different, diverse coaches. Like even it's the coach that's being right now for women. It's the first women's coach to ever coach in the Super Bowl. That's a whole nother topic though.
Oh yeah, for the 49ers.
Yeah, but I mean it's just for black coaches. It's happening. It's dudes got to do the right thing. I mean, when you get great examples of it, they just got to lead and continue to lead, like Tony Dungy, Mike Tomlin. Like, I mean, right what Boogie said, no matter what kind of coach you are, no matter what color, honestly, the only thing they care about is winning, to be real. Yeah, to be real. It don't matter. You could be here. You could look like Cookie Monster up there. Like you can wear a costume. Like you see what what old boy that played for that coach for the Rams. Like he be out there moving, walking around the side. Yeah, silent young. He 37, 38 years old. Like that had never. That had never happened. Like in the 90s. That had never happened in the early 2000s to hire a coach that young, just because. That's what I'm saying, yeah. So, like, it's a whole wave of just diversity that's going to happen to the coaches where, as being black and coaching, like my best friend, he coaching now. Tandy, another guy that I went to school with, he played with us. He's back at West Virginia trying to become a coach, become a head coach because how much money and how much, influence is involved with that and, like, the right message and stuff and how you can still affect kids' lives. So, I think that it's changing. It's definitely changing. It's just, you just got to keep going, crack at it.
So you saw how, like, with Willie Taggart at FSU.
Who?
FSU with Willie Taggart when they
I'm
ran
not
him out. Florida State. Come on, Florida State. Florida State.
Yeah, I know Florida State, but I mean.
the black coach, their first black coach, really? You didn't follow that at all?
Did it happen during the season?
Yeah.
Oh, we was trying to win.
Yeah. That man said he locked in, baby.
Yeah.
He was in that playbook. K say Walsh was on his neck.
You'd be amazed that like the only time you pay attention to college game day, like college games, is only on game day. And for real, if their team playing at home, like if they playing away, like the Big 12 right now, we playing like West Virginia playing Iowa. They play out there, Texas. If you can't get the game, it's like, bro, just ESPN highlight update. Turn a notification on your phone.
Yeah, really.
I mean, yeah, it's so much you got to do, and you play, you practice. If you get hurt, it's so many different routines that, like my routine, like I don't see my daughters usually a lot of times before they go to school. I get up before they come back home, or Wednesday, Thursday, they already knocked out. So it's like you got to just.
So they have y'all.
Oh yeah, we there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you there. It's not like it's not a complaint at all. It's the stuff that we get access to is crazy, but I mean, it's just you there. Like you there for 40, 50, 60 hours, doing whatever. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes it's whatever.
So my question is this, and I know that we ain't really
Winter trials.
Nah, hell no. I'm too old now. My question is, do you agree with the personal player conduct rules? Because I believe that while you guys are players, and y'all have a lot of responsibility. So during the season, it's a lot asked of y'all. So outside of the season, I seen a lot of dudes pass that got the heavy hand, but now it's like a little bit less.
Man, just go ahead and ask that man, did he have a problem with the way TC was handling things, man? All that dancing around Muhammad Ali. Just ask the man the question.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't finna get into
Yes, you
ambush
would.
this man.
Yes, you would.
No, you're not
I
gonna
done
ambush
drunk-
this
I done-
man. And
I
do
done
you want to
drunk-
answer
I done-
this?
Well, no, I mean, be real, honestly, the 100% honesty. I just, since just being here, bro, I found out about everything as it was happening too. Like, I know Dante and I know like the players that was involved with it, but just about what happened, I mean, I don't know too much about it just because that happened with like, the players like Calais and like all the dudes that was here. Jalen. Like, I mean, I knew Jalen. Jalen was a funny, different dude, but I mean, he was cool. Honestly, bro, Jalen is one of the best corners I've ever played with in my life. Like, I played with Revis, I played with all of them. Like, as much shit as Jalen talk and how he can play, very few people can do that shit. Straight up.
Trust me, I know.
So, like,
And why everybody looking at me? I ain't had nothing to say about it.
Yeah,
today.
yeah. I want you to say something about it.
so like,
Man, y'all need to get over it, man. Jalen Ramsey,
y'all
y'all
need to
butt
get
hurt. That's why. That's why we butt hurt.
it was stuff that happened before me, man. But like coming into this year, you couldn't really like. It was a whole new wave of like what just happened in 7 or 18 with them going 5 and 12 or whatever. Or what, like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, bro, Coughlin is a hell of a coach, to be real. Like, I've played against him my entire career through Philly. Like, he a hell of a coach. Like, they won 15-2. They won a Super Bowl, and it was 9-7. Like, they was trash. Like, I still thought Eli Manning was trash. Like, I kind of still feel like he not that good.
Facts.
Truth time.
Him and
you
Ben
gotta-
Roethlisberger.
All of y'all rooting for him to come down here
I gotta-
this past year.
I gotta be, I mean, you gotta be real though. Like, that man he won more Super Bowls before his brother did. Like, so like, and when he was winning, it wasn't like they was just like playing like okay and barely winning. Like, they was beating people ass. Like, it's real.
Yeah.
They went from 9-7 to beating the Patriots when they was 17-1. They was about to go undefeated. And like, I played against that team and they played us and they had like 13 sacks in one game. I was just like, and on top of that too, if you ever see like me compared to like NFL linebacker that played for the Giants, like I look like a corner. Nah,
Yeah,
like
they
the
were
Giants
big.
are like,
Nah, they had your boys who
big.
coaching
Yeah,
with
like
Arizona State now.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Now the defensive coordinator Spagnuolo was the guy then.
Yeah,
And
he was
then you
defense
had-
coordinator, but he's
yeah.
saying the linebacking coach.
I'm talking about like
Right.
I'm talking about the team. in
Antonio
general. Like, they're
Pierce, that was
huge.
his
Yeah,
name.
Tam Pierce. Yeah.
And they, I mean, like you can say what you want about Eli too. He balled at the right time, both contract years, won 2 Super Bowls. So like, I mean, he did, everything. So and he beat the Patriots doing it. so it's like
Twice.
Yeah.
And
Twice.
that
Twice.
was, right. And
Undefeated.
Legendary.
Twice.
And that was
Undefeated.
under Coughlin, who came here, and then we go and play, and go all the way to the AFC Championship. So like, the man know what he's doing. So I mean, just from that other stuff, honestly, bro, that's like beyond football. That's when you talking about money, dollars, and like shit like that. I ain't had to deal with it, so I'm happy. For real.
Nah.
Just show up on time, huh?
Now, I was curious on that, though, speaking on that, because for me, I personally kind of feel like, and this is just the outside looking in on perspective, because I don't work in the environment, but I feel like when we're looking at teams and we're looking at how things develop, it's kind of like politics, how the incumbent or the new incoming kind of receives the leftovers of what's happened before. When Marone took over in 2017, 2018, they brought Coughlin here. Me personally, I just felt like what we saw that year was a dominant defense that was built by a man who was coaching this team for 4 years trying to build what
Marone,
he
right?
built. No, not Marone. Bradley,
Oh.
who built that in Seattle Seahawks. That same defense he built in Seattle Seahawks. You see the results of it.
Nah.
I could be wrong,
Damn.
but that's just my personal opinion. The dude
Nah,
built the
duh.
defense. I'm just calling it. I'm just asking, but as an outsider again, just asking.
Nah, I heard he a real coach too. Like our D coordinator, he fuck with Gus heavy. But
Todd
bro,
Walsh, yeah.
no matter what, bro, like Doug is a real coach too, because you gotta be like that, bro, in order to take your team like that. Because
Yeah.
the same thing happened in Philly. We went to the Super Bowl. They had pretty much the exact same team. The exact same thing happened. Carson got hurt. Nick came
goes
back. They
back
went
in.
to the playoffs. They lost on some crazy stuff, but like you gotta have the right coach in mind, and even with Coughlin coming in and being his role, like Doug was still like a lot of people don't know how cool Doug is, bro. Like
I mean, I see how the players react.
yeah,
to him.
bro, he a players coach, bro. Like, and this ain't no like.
And that's what I don't
bull,
want.
like-
I don't want to play as coach.
So
No, I mean, but you need no.
you need to.
Need that.
You need to.
telling you right
But
now.
see,
Need that.
yeah,
but
you
I
need-
guess for me, I think the biggest point I'm getting
You
at
gotta
is
be able to
like,
relate to your coach. Well,
Don't want no asshole,
Yeah, I mean,
man. I'm telling
it's
you, dog.
even what like people don't understand and notice about like Belichick, but like as straight face and as like sandy as that man look and behind like the camera, like he just keep it 100% G with you. And as a player, like you can't disrespect it. So like you can be your own. That's how he able to have Brady with Randy Moss. It's like at the end of the day, you tell it. Yeah, you tell a player like, look, bro, I don't care how you act. When you show up on Sunday,
AB.
I need 3 touchdowns and 200 yards receiving. Moss, got it. Put my check in my back pocket. It was rough. Like, it's like you. I mean, you just like it's just some of the like inside things that like a lot of fans they just see. You know, a lot of people see it. They like if you see Belichick. Yeah, he just like he's straight to the point. He rough, rugged, but like he got style. Because when you see his social media pictures, the man like literally showed up at the Super Bowl in like a mink fur like Frank Lucas coat. Like I was just like, that's that man. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, we got like our coaches crazy the same way, like huge, like old city feel. They coming in wearing the same thing, so it looked like we about to have a straight up like 1970s like prohibition like drug war or something like that, bro. Because these two, it was crazy. Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, but that's how Doug is though. Like Doug, like he cool. He came from college, so he like know how to talk to younger players for one. Like a lot of coaches that like I've been like when I first came in the league. So check this out. My first 4 years in the league, I didn't play for an NFL coach. I played for a college coach with Greg Schiano, and then I played for Chip Kelly, which is 2 college coaches back to back that just got to the league. And you get to see, like, once you transition over to an NFL coach, like, Doug has been far removed enough from college where people they know he coached at Syracuse, but they're like, that's an NFL coach. You see dudes that have just coached in the NFL and they just, like, demanding, bossing, you know, like, trying to, you know, that whole, like, when you hear somebody say, like, oh, you a man, so I'm going to treat you like a man. I'm not going to disrespect you. Like, you don't even got to say shit like that at practice. Like, everybody know. And down here, why I love this team so much, because, like, we straight up talk shit. Like, when you say some shit like that. Yes, you go smack at it. So, like you need that type of coach that's going to relate to the players. It's like, they going through some stuff right now. I need to make sure I help them out on this end and that end. And, like, that's when stuff start to gel. That's when, like, you know, things happen. And even though it might not seem like it with a team like Belichick and the Patriots, the players do that. Like, I guarantee, like, Booker T, like, Boston and, like, all that up there, it's live because, like, that's just the flow and the nature that you got with the team. And, like, honestly, that's why I think this team could be so good because it wasn't any games where you was just like, damn. Besides the KC game, it wasn't no games where you were just like, we was going in the middle of the game, like, we getting our ass whipped. Like, we need to this, and that. Like, we was in every game. We just needed to do some things that we need to do to finish the games out. So, like, I mean, it ain't like we like doing a whole transition or makeover, and that's why I feel like we made the decision as coaches. Like, you don't got to sit there and change a whole bunch of different things. Like, we got 3 players going to the Pro Bowl, so it's like it ain't like.
So
just out here.
let me ask you this, bro, a little bit off topic. How did y'all feel about the whole Minshew thing?
I was gonna ask the same question.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Why?
No,
No,
not.
you're not. You asking him his opinion on Minshew.
He played with both. He won a Super Bowl with Nick. He loved Nick.
Yeah, I'm finna say Nick took him to the promised land. Hey, dude, appreciate it, Nick.
Like big dick, big dick, big dick.
Feeling special. Appreciate it.
hey, that's how I feel for it.
That's his guy. Yeah, that's his guy. That's why I asked you.
Nah, Nick, he came out. Me and Nick came out together. So, like, we go way back. But, like, it's funny because Nick was in that role. Like, he was in that role and won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Like, Nick was backing up Carson. This dude just got $100 million, and Nick won a Super Bowl. So, like, the whole feel on it, because Nick has been through that, like, if you was to meet Nick, like he looked like a substitute teacher. Like, you wouldn't know no different. Like,
Yeah, we always joke about that. We call him the accountant.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, yeah, he that dude that's gonna come on the court. You definitely gonna pick him last, and he gonna come out there and ball, like, cause he can hoop for real.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
I
like,
heard.
for real.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why they say he played like a point guard.
Yeah, like he can hoop for real. Like, it's just the most awkward. Like, it's like watching Gumby ball. Like, Nick a dog. That's my boy though. He a dog. But he was like, when he got hurt, he knew that, like, you know what I mean, that's what the role was. And Minshew, he do it in a different way. I mean, he gonna learn. Like, granted, no, I'm not gonna say that, you know, Minshew is like arrived or like, you know, he that deal or anything like that. But like, I definitely know that for what he did as a backup quarterback is way a whole hell of a lot better than what we expected and what we wanted from anything. Because like now you know if anything is to happen with them two, it's like it don't matter who going in the game. At least we got a chance to win.
So you know what that mean, right? For y'all next year.
Yeah, Nick out of here.
Speaking of that, no, he not.
Nah.
Yes, he is. He'll be in Atlanta.
No, he not. No, he not.
He'll be
Anyway,
in Atlanta.
how do you? While we talking about that subject, what do you think about y'all future, y'all season next year? What do you see you guys being like?
What you think you gonna say?
I know you want to say, you know, y'all
What you
gonna
think you
win
gonna say?
like
We gonna suck.
12 and 4. I want to hear what he got to say. What you mean?
Man, we might win one game out there.
Man, y'all ain't gonna win one game. Y'all ain't gonna win one game. God.
Like, really, what do you think he gonna say?
Oh, we gonna go
Man,
for
because they got a goal. I'm sure everybody want to win this Super Bowl, of course. But you know, you
Yeah.
have those goals where maybe you want to at least try to make the playoffs, maybe win 9 games.
Hold up, man. You gonna start
10
shading us
games.
like that. I know what you doing.
exactly.
You gonna start shading us like y'all just was dominant
Yeah.
out there with all y'all fire-ass player Julio and all that.
I
They
know
had a
he,
lot of injuries.
I know he celebrated when Coughlin retired.
Glad to see him go. Telling you. No, who said? Who you play for the Panthers? Bye.
He really gonna do a backflip when Cam leave.
I ain't worried about Cam. Cam washed up, man. Well, we can talk about something. Anyway, my bad. I ain't gonna do
the
Cam
same
like that.
agent.
I ain't gonna do Cam like that. My bad, dog. You should have came to Georgia. But we ain't gonna talk about that, man.
Oh man.
But yeah, where do you see you guys being next year?
Nah, I mean, honestly, bro, off rip, obviously, that's what I would say.
Yeah,
as
you
far as
gonna say Super Bowl,
Yeah,
gotcha.
but, yeah, like, bro, our team wasn't like this year. Our team talent and what we got is not far off of anything of being like nice. Like, bro, no matter what, you just face the facts, bro. What Derrick Henry was doing is the same thing Fournette could do. Like, it ain't. It's like when you see the players and caliber of the players we got, bro. It's not like we can't. They can't do it. Like you see certain teams, they're like, damn, they missing holes and they missing that. Like we had a running back, like Nick got hurt throwing a 53-yard dime. Like, so it's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, hell yeah, like, you know, like, man, like, we like,
Yeah,
man, like,
Quick, first game, bro.
85 million drive. No, I know Carl.
oh yeah, cause like, that's the thing, like Nick, like he played in the Super Bowl, so like Nick, how Nick react to pressure, like people don't know this about Nick, and like I know he won't mind me telling it, but like when we lived in Philly, like it was different. Like it was different because like we lived Philadelphia is probably like 2 miles, like wide, long, like that's it. It's 1.4 million people there, so like literally like we used to go home and there used to be 30,000 people outside of Nick's house because he lived like 2 or 3 streets over from the facility. So he literally went from being the backup to Michael Vick, and when we all played together there with Michael Vick, to throwing 7 touchdowns against the Oakland Raiders and going to the postseason in 2013 to being a Pro Bowl. He threw 7 touchdowns in the game, like
That boy pulled the Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, like he had the highest rate, and then he threw 33 or 34 touchdowns and only threw 2 picks. So like, I mean, he had better records, like stats, than any quarterback did in like the past 4 or 5 years. And then he went from that to being like the substitute teacher to being like the face of Philly. And then he balled, and like Vic actually said, he was like, yeah, like, you know, it's your time to ball. Like you need. So he got like congratulated in by Vic, who was balling, and then he started doing that. And then in the next year, we still went 10-6. And he went through some controversy, and you know we ended up trading him for Sam Bradford, and then he came back after we drafted the first round pick, and like we brought Nick back, and then we drafted the first round pick. So it's like Nick has been taught, like, no offense, like Nick has been like told he wasn't the shit since whenever, yeah. Right. And then we go to the, like, literally we playing against the Rams. Carson tears ACL. Nick going there and scored 45 points. The next week he scored 45 points, and then he came out and had a bad game against the Falcons in the playoffs. I almost lost, but Jalen Mills made a crazy ass play on Julio.
Julio dropped that touchdown, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about. He knew exactly what I was talking about. Yeah.
But he came back from that. Like, it was funny. We was getting a massage. I'll never forget. And and we was laying down. And I looked over. I was like, bro, you straight? And Nick just looked at me. He was like, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm looking at him like, but that's our starting quarterback. We barely won. We about to play the Minnesota Vikings, who was killing people on defense. And then we come out on Sunday, and he threw 4 touchdowns. Like, threw for like 300 yards. And I was just like, oh, yeah, like, man, he don't care. He out here just, he out here just having fun. So, yeah, I mean, Nick is definitely not anything to worry about, man. He going to be all right.
Well, you heard it here first.
So, last question from me. What do you think that we need to improve with the young talent that's coming in this particular draft? What do you think that we could do to, for as influx of youth, what positions or area need you think we should attack?
On our team, I mean, that's a hard call because, like, I know, like, a lot about how, like, just signing players and salary cap and stuff. But, I mean,
we know some guys can leave. But I know some guys that's going to leave due to how the cap is.
That's what I'm saying. There's, like, a lot of stuff that go into it. But, I mean, bro, it's weird when you play, bro, because, like, you see the type of dudes that we got on our team, bro. Like, for real, we have 4 players on our team, bro, that's, like, you see their statistics. Like, Terrence Oliver, that 3rd-round pick we got. But this man is, like, he legit, like, 6'6". He ran a 4.5 40. Like,
the tight end,
he's really like that. Like, he really like that, bro. He just kept getting hurt. Yeah. So, like, I mean, you got somebody that can, help him out. We got James, but he got hurt. So, like, I mean, positions that I would say that we really needed is if Terrence can get healthy, we should be straight. But you got to make sure he's straight. So that's like tight end is one position, and then you got as far as what we gonna need at corner, because we don't know what's gonna happen with AJ and with Trey. But Trey held it down. Like it ain't Jalen.
I just think I looked at the defensive tackle position, man. It was like.
Who that?
That boy wrong.
Boy, man, that sound like that's his
Can't do
boy.
that.
That
Now, they called me crazy when I said I think Trey Herndon would make a better safety than corner.
I don't know. I mean, he could play both. He's fast enough to play both. So
I think he'd be an excellent ball hawk given that percentage of leverage, be able to actually watch down the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I think state. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think Trey is somebody that I can think play both, but our safeties is straight, bro. Like J-Dub and Ronnie. Like Ronnie will fight and hit anything. Like
we see Ronnie.
He's
Ronnie's smart and he go ahead.
Yeah, like J-Dub the same way, man. So like I know I remember watching Gip on film. I heard he was straight. I know he played for Houston, right?
Yeah, he played for Houston this year. Yeah,
he played for Houston. Yeah, I heard he was straight too. But I mean, yeah, like you need corners, bro. Just cause you need a nickel. Like DJ played.
held it down.
Yeah, DJ held it down, bro. So like,
he did.
Like we
I'm
just.
surprised he didn't get some love for the
Me
yeah,
too.
DJ a dog. He held it down, and we need reinforcement at corner, and we need him. Shit, that's still that linebacker. We need him, and that D, like you said, D line.
Yeah, I think that's what really hurts you guys, because a lot of the guys that we do have, like I was telling them, we don't have that middle line, that thumper. You guys can fly. Y'all guys can fly.
What we got you for?
Huh?
What we got you for, baby? Good, go get you on that program. VP, we gonna have you on there, your jersey. Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna Luke Kuechly out the week through.
well, do we want to do the TO question, or do y'all want to do? You want to do the TO? Well, so disrespectful. NFL recently named its 100 years all-time team, but notably T.O. Terrell Owens was not mentioned. Should he have been? Why or why not?
Of course he should have been. He's top 3 in all stats when it
top
comes
3.
to all receiving stats. He's in the top 3.
You know why he ain't make it?
Yeah,
but if you gonna have Randy, you got to put
can't.
that man on that.
Before
Really?
they made all these rules to keep him out. Like when we gonna be real? It's the part. I mean, it's a show. So my thing is this: if this is a talk show,
And you ain't got no ring, boy. You.
yeah. But nah. But look, this is
6'1" and 2 what? I'm light now. 230.
6'1", 230.
oh Lord. But look,
Then
listen.
you have more free time to take his spot.
But,
We good, baby.
growing up, watching guys go in was like something special. Preseason, you get to see guys that you watched or your father talked about going into the Pro Bowl. All these dudes had crazy backgrounds. You heard about the stories with Lynn Swann and the Steelers and how they used to get coked up before Super Bowls. Bradshaw, all these dudes in Miami getting messed up.
They were allowed to do that.
But, yeah, Michael Irvin, he was the same dude coked up. None of these off-field problems came to the surface when these guys went in. But when T.O. came to it and his passion of the game and what he did, never got in trouble off the field,
and
never been arrested. Every team that he went to, even though he wasn't a number one, he ended up being and outproducing the guys who were number ones. And
he also
Buffalo
was
and the Bengals.
Toxic in the locker rooms.
We don't know how toxic that. We don't know
Yeah,
exactly
we do.
the truth. If he was toxic, then why?
That's
these
why he
players
got
ain't
traded
coming
around
out?
like that.
But why?
I'm not disrespecting him, but I'm saying
But
like,
why? But at the
we know
same-
why they didn't put him in there. That's the same reason why AB ain't gonna get no love in about 2-3 years.
But at the end of the day, bro, it never was
that-
about your production off the field. It was about what you did on the field. That's my point.
And you can scrutinize
Bill
all and you can
Romanowski.
scrutinize all of that by being an asshole on the field, in the locker rooms, to your coaches, to people around you.
It ain't the
How many
humanitarian
people in
Hall
the
of
league
Fame.
like
It's the
Bill
football Hall of
Romanowski or
Fame,
other
man.
players, bro? Like,
What do you mean, Bill Romanowski? Come on, bro. What do you mean?
I mean,
You
it's
taking
different.
it too far back. Bill Romanowski didn't
still
do
don't
what
matter.
T.O. did, bro.
He spit in people's
He
face.
used to
He
stay
broke
spitting
people.
on people, bro.
But
Come on,
that was
bruh.
when the NFL was dirty. What y'all see, man? These two different eras, bro. It
When
was
the NFL
dirty, bro.
dirty to where you could just spit on the dude?
Yeah,
Man,
dog. Like, what,
Man,
bro?
y'all better not act like them boys don't be out there
on.
spitting on people now, bro.
Bro, I ain't never got spit
And
on
they don't,
playing
nobody
ball,
don't.
dog.
What? I'm trying to
And I
tell
done
you, I
talked
wouldn't
too
be
much
here right
shit,
now.
bro. Listen, I done talked so much shit on. Bro, I ain't never got spit on in
Yeah,
football.
we don't even play
bro.
that. Not on
Dog,
3-6-6-3, we
this man done got
don't.
caught doing it. He done broke
Spit on me.
Come on, dog. Like I said, at the end of the day, bro, if you gonna indict somebody like that, you gotta indict everybody, bro.
So you're mad at Bill Romanowski because he
No,
spit
but-
at players, but T.O.'s blatantly disrespected owners and the players in the locker room, and just he didn't even want to be in the Hall of Fame. He been giving him so much trouble. Why put him on the NFL 100? I'm all with
The
I'm
NFL
all with
100 was
T.O., but
it
I'm
was
trying to be
based off
objective.
performance. You can't tell me Larry Fitzgerald had a better career than T.O. You can't tell me the guys that they had in front of him had a better careers when this man in top 3 are all okay. Randy Moss mooned the crowd. Randy Moss, the same dude who was getting in trouble.
Moon the crowd. Is that really an issue? Was that
I
really
play
an issue?
when I want to play. Mister, I play when I want to
And
play.
he
I do what
did.
I want to do, bro.
He did.
Did T.O. ever say that? No. All T.O. gripe was, what? What did he
What?
say
That's my
worse?
quarterback? You can't
That's
talk
my
about my
quarterback
quarterback like
cried.
that?
Wait a minute. Let me let him, because we got to take a quick break right fast. What do you feel about T.O.?
I mean, hey, man.
That man gonna see T.O. That man can't
What you
answer
say?
that.
That's a career. That's
I
that
just say
person.
let him
That's
live.
an alumni, man.
Let him in.
Let him live.
Let him live. There you go. And we're going to go with that. Let him live, and we're going to take a quick break.
I know the world wants it clean, but I'ma give the truth how it comes to me, sweet Mother Earth. God bless the vessel that cultivated and can see the marvelous depiction of perfection standing here in front of me, sweet as a summer's breeze. Baby, I know this is abrasive, but your body's calling out to me. I got a lady, you got a man, so you already know the plan. I'm just saying, we didn't come to this club no reason. Significant others at home eating alone. Listen, we finna get a room and spend the night together. Cups finished and we on the way out the door. She getting dizzy, the room is spinning. Her feet are feeling heavy. 2 ears, 1 mouth, you get the picture. One night, 2 people.